Hey guys, it's Neil from the Skullbusters, and before I get started today, I just want to give a big shout out to our newest superfan member, Matt Moore. If you want to join Matt Moore and becoming a member, just hit the button below and don't forget to subscribe. So getting back to today's video, and in this video I'm going to show you how to get gold for the Master S10 Super License. And I'm not going to lie, this has took me a while to get this gold. This particular test is the most difficult one to do, not going to lie. So first thing that I want to mention is I set my brake balance on +4. Also I set my traction control on number 2. I normally have number 1, but I found that I just had a bit more grip with traction control 2. Now I have done a slow-mo, which I will completely talk you through that. I'll show you all my braking points, etc, racing lines, just everything. I'll talk you through it all. But the key thing about this particular license is throttle control. You'll hear me mention a lot in a minute about feathering the accelerator when I talk you through the lap. It is vital that you do it. In other words, when you brake or lift off, you've just got to slowly, like, imagine like it when you're actually driving yourself. If you do, is you're gently touching the accelerator. You're not putting your foot completely down to the accelerator. So I'm on controller. I'm on pad, I'm not on a wheel, so it is a bit more difficult, I'd say, on a controller. Like I say, it has took me a long time to get this. It is super difficult, but I found with throttle control with the trigger on your pad, you've just got to be gentle with it. You can't be just on and off, if that makes sense. You've just got to be gentle, like this for example. Now I'm just feathering, what I call feathering. You just gradually touching it on and off, on and off, on and off, and then fingers down on the pad. That'll make sense in a minute when I talk you through. Once you figure out the throttle control on the pad, I think it should be easier for you to get. But the difficult thing is hooking it all up in one lap, and that's what I found. I was consistent all the way through the lap and only got to the last chicane, and that's where you lose a lot of time. But hopefully with this guide, with my help, and I'll talk you through it, it'll help you achieve gold like I did. So quickly before I start the talk through of my lap, I want to show you my race settings. Like I said, I'm on controller. So if we quickly go to settings, assist settings, and you'll see I am automatic. I normally race traction control 1, but I put mine on 2 for this particular test. And then everything else is pretty much switched off. So I thought I'd show you that first. So let's start the lap. Now this is where you need to find your braking point, and you just need to clip. Don't go completely over, but just clip it. A little feather here and then off, let it roll round, and then you want to be back on, but don't completely throttle it like I did, because that's how you'll end up with a snaking effect. You just end up with a bit of oversteer. So, but you do need a good exit out of there so that you're building up the speed for your flying lap. I didn't, but I still managed to do well. As you have already seen, I've got gold. So you can see in the previous goals there, and I'm ahead, or I'm decent enough. So we're looking for the boards on the left hand side here, which is coming up now, 50. That is where we're lifting off the accelerator. We're not braking, we're lifting off. And then not soon after, you're going to touch the brake. Just a little touch of the brake, lift off the brake now, let the car roll, and then now again we're braking now, heavy braking, dropping the speed right down, and then off the brake now, and then what you do is gently feathering the accelerator. As I mentioned before, gently, and then now fully. And as you can see, I start pulling away. And then what I'm doing again is lift off, let the car roll, gently feather it, gently feather, and then back on. A little touch of the brake, and I mean super little, just to bring the car closer to the apex. Gently feather it, lift off again, and then back on. Gently feather it all through this section. You don't need to brake other than that braking point. And then here's your braking now, just before the curb on the right hand side. A little touch of the brake, and it drops the speed down. Feather the accelerator, so in other words, on and off, gradually until you can get your foot completely down, which is now, and then lift completely off, let the car roll back on as fast as you can. Otherwise your car will go to the right hand side in the gravel. You do need to lift. So then it's flat out all the way around now, and then we're looking for the boards on the left hand side, which is now basically you're lifting off and then brake, and then let the car roll off the brake, let the car roll, clipping the curb, and then a little dab again now of the brake just before the end of the curb, and then off the brake, feathering the car now, feathering that accelerator all the way through, and then back on. Don't snatch it because the back end will step out. This is what you've got to be careful of, a lot of it. So we're looking for the curb on the right hand side. Now you're lifting off, not braking, lifting off. So you're letting the car roll a little bit before you brake. Braking point now. So you just gain that little bit more speed in your braking point. So you're heavy braking, dropping it right down. Come nice and tight here. Let go of the brake here. Let the car roll gently now. Feather this accelerator. On and off, on and off, on and off. Let it straighten up. Then put your foot down. Then you should get enough speed without any oversteer. So then you're just following the racing line, and hopefully by this point you're ahead or not far from the ghost. I'm looking for the curb on the right hand side. Don't go on the grass. Looking for the boards. Now is where you lift off. Don't brake yet. Lift off first. Then brake now. In between the 100 and the 50 boards. Heavy braker. And then off the brake now, and then you want to roll the car in. Gently feather. Then a little dab of the brake again here. Then again gently feather that accelerator, gaining the speed. Then what you're doing is now you're snatching it, not too soon, because your back end will step out and you'll lose so much down this back straight, so much time. So that's why I say you've got to be gentle with that accelerator. So you're following the racing line, so you just drift into the left and then back out to the right hand side. Try not to cut the inside here in a second. You want to be nice and tight. Wait for the curb appearing, which is now. Follow the racing line, sweeping round. We're looking for the boards again now on the left hand side. Lift off at the 150 metre mark. And letting the car roll. And then now, just before the 100 metre mark, we're braking. Heavy braking. And then what we want to do is lift off the brake now. This is where your accelerator control. So we're just clipping the inside, feathering the accelerator all the way through. Don't put your foot completely down until about now, and then you should be fine. Otherwise the oversteer will kick in and then the ghost will disappear and you've lost a good second or more. So that's why you say you've got to nail that last section, and hopefully this guide will help you achieve gold. Like I say, try and follow the braking points, and hopefully that will help you as well. Look at the speeds that I'm doing. So yeah, you will get a 6-star roulette ticket. Rubbish prize as always, as you can imagine. And also the car that you get is the one that you've just finished with, which is the McLaren MP4/4 Senna's car, iconic car. So I hope this guide helps. If it did, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.